Hi, I'm Andy Jones. I'm an expert in dating, sex and relationships. I'm going to be leading you by the hand through all those tricky dating problems. I'm going to teach you how to flirt online. First of all, make an effort with your appearance. Now this is going to sound ridiculous. They can't see me if I'm talking to them online, unless it's something like Skype. They're not going to see what you're wearing. They're not going to see that you're wearing your pants or your gym jams or your floppy tracksuit. Make sure you make a bit of effort with your appearance because it will make you feel better and more confident, and you'll feel better in yourself. And this will project through how you talk to people online. So first of all, have a good shower, do your hair, throw on a bit of a makeup if you're a girl or even if you're a boy, and throw on an outfit that you really like. It will get you feeling good and sexy and feeling that you're attractive, and that's going to project the way you talk to people online. Next, make sure you do your research. Now, this is going to sound like you're a stalker or a bit of a psychopath, but there's nothing wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a look at someone's profile, especially if it's a dating profile or a social networking profile. Every guy and every girl will have some kind of social networking profile on the internet where they talk about what music they like, what films they're into, who they went out last night, who their mutual friends are. People put this information on the internet so the whole world can read about them. If you're going to be flirting with someone online later, it's great to have an insight into what they like. Don't write a huge list of everything that they've ever done, because that's going to sound ridiculous. But just come up with a few key points about things they like, bands they like, acts they like, who they went out with, who their mutual friends are, different films that they like. What are their interests? Find out a little bit about them, so it's going to help you later on when you talk to them. The first thing that's going to happen when you talk to someone online is they're going to ask you obvious basic questions. Hi, how are you? What did you do today? What have you been up to? Make sure you've got fun, cool answers to these questions. It doesn't matter if you've been sat around in your pants all day having a DVD marathon. It doesn't matter that you went shopping with your mom and dad. You're going to come up with something that's funny and exciting. For instance, come up with a good hypothetical question. Oh, a friend of mine had this really cool problem, you know, this girl he likes, etc, etc. You know, or this guy doesn't know whether to break up with his girlfriend. Come up with a problem. Don't name names because that can get you into trouble. But just come up with a hypothetical problem that you can talk about. Something exciting, something gossipy, something interesting. Better still, maybe come up with something like, oh, one of my neighbours has just had a huge row, and the woman's thrown him out onto the pavement because he's been having an affair. Something exciting, something a bit salacious. Or if you don't want to be too gossipy, the house over the road are having a really cool fancy dress party. Everyone's turned up in these ridiculous costumes. Let me tell you what they're wearing. Come up with something that's going to bounce conversations around. It doesn't have to be anything that I've just listed. Come up with something that people are going to immediately have questions about. Come up with something that people are going to say, oh wow, what happened there? Flirting isn't about sexual innuendo. It's not about making racy comments or having like a rapier wit. It's not about having loads of cool, amazing things to say all the time, or being able to get girls to talk about, what underwear they're wearing. It's absolutely not to do with sex. It's about being playful. It's about being fun to be around. It's about having a positive energy. So be positive. Be upbeat. Think about your answers before you answer. With online, you're always typing, so you've always got an extra 30 seconds to think about what you're going to say. Use that 30 seconds. If you're talking to someone in the street, if you're sat there and you don't say anything, it's going to look really strange. But online, when you're talking on a social network, whether you're talking on some kind of instant messenger, you've always got extra bits of time to think of something cool and funny to say. Don't come up with something negative. If someone says, what did you do today? Don't say, oh, I sat around the house, it was really boring. If someone says, what have you been watching on TV? Don't say, oh, a really rubbish show, it was boring, it was terrible. If you say negative things about yourself, people will feel negative around you, and that's no background for good flirting. Never underestimate the value of being coy when you're talking to someone online. Now, coy means keeping a little bit back. It means playing a little hard to get. Once you've got your guy or girl interested in what you're saying, once you've got them excited about what you're talking and you've got conversation pinging backwards and forwards like a tennis match, maybe go missing for a little while. Maybe go missing for a minute or two. Don't be rude. Don't disappear and watch a feature-length film and leave them hanging. But maybe disappear for a couple of moments and think, I'll keep this person waiting. This person doesn't have to have my answer straight away. I'm going to keep them waiting. I'm going to keep them interested in me. Final point, and this is really, really important. Make sure you get a return visit. Make sure you get something to go back to them to. By this I mean, Anything simple from maybe I'll talk to you later, maybe we could talk tomorrow, maybe I could talk to you after the weekend. Or if you've been talking about music or a film, say, look, I'm going to download this record or go to see this band at the weekend. Maybe I could give you a review of what it's like. Or, I'll tell you about how my friend's problem works out, or this cool piece of gossip, etc., etc. Keep them coming back for more. Say to yourself, have I got something to say which will be immediately interesting, something which will get them talking to me the next time I want to talk to them? Thanks for listening. That's just a few key points on how to flirt online.